Can you guess where I'm heading for a walk yet? It will become very clear very shortly. Of course, I'm at Seymour. I was wanting somewhere quiet to come and film this video, and I don't think there's many places more derelict than this, is there? Not many people out walking their dogs or anything down here today, especially with the weather. So it's Christmas Eve, or as normal people refer to today, 23rd of December. And a few weeks ago, I asked people just to submit any questions they had to me, and I'd answer them in a video. But before we crack on with that video, I just wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and just ask the question, where has 2022 gone? Doesn't seem 2 minutes since last Christmas, does it? Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, whatever you're getting up to, I hope it's a good one. I am off this Christmas for once. I'm off work. It's a bit of a rarity doing what I do. I do often after work, Christmas and New Year, but I think while I'm off, I'm back on the 27th, so it's not like I'm breaking up for an extended period of leave. Right, that's any talk of Christmas out the way now. We're putting that to bed. So if you're watching this and it's not Christmas, I'm really sorry for the last 30 seconds to a minute. Right, so in my pocket I've got printed out the list of questions that everybody's been submitting me somewhere. Oh, don't tell me I've left it at home. So there's not too many to answer. I'll try and get through them all. Stinks a bit around here today, actually. But anyway, here we go. I've not really sat down and thought about these, so everything that well, that's the smell. It stinks. That looks quite stagnant, that. So first one, a really easy one. What is your name? So can I answer that one? My name's Paul. Which path? I'll take the left path. I just don't fancy walking on ballast today. Right, next question is from John. John, who's been in a couple of my videos. Hi John, what's your favourite find of 2022? Oh God, I needed to warm the brain up for this. While I'm thinking of that answer, John, just have a quick look at that. It's like an old telephone box, is it? As it's yourself, John. One that sticks out. I mean, I loved doing the videos in Wales. I was just a great time away. But the Bryn Eglwys Quarry, Italian Railway, that was great. I thought there was just something really special about that. It just felt different. But the one we did the Skegby to Sutton and Ashfield, didn't we? Or was it Kirkby and Ashfield? I always get them two mixed up. And we came across the Summit Colliery. We came across those lines. I really enjoyed that. I really wasn't expecting that. I didn't know. I know you knew they were there. I didn't, and you didn't let on. And I really enjoyed that day. Another question from Michael Hibbert. Hi Michael. So hopefully next year we'll see a bit more of the Chesterfield Canal when they start on the Transpennine Bridge next year. So I presume this is the one where the bridge goes, the Transpennine Trail crosses it, where it kind of jumps from the Chesterfield Canal onto the old Great Central Line. So I think you've given me a bit more details about that. I think you're saying they're hoping to be starting in the spring. So I am looking forward to seeing that amongst other projects starting the Chesterfield Canal this year. Ben Abel. I hope I'm getting these pronunciations right. Sorry if I'm not, but you do know what I'm like. So not so much of a question, but have you thought about walking the entire length of the Chesterfield Canal? Not all on one day, of course. Well, yeah, I am actually doing that. I've pretty much filmed and covered all the bits from Chesterfield. I've done all the way to, oh God, where did I get to? Retford. So it's a nice, I think that's warm weather type video, so I'll probably be finishing that off up to West Stopwith next year. I did the Retford one this year. I was going to go off and finish it this year, but I just never got round to it. And if I'm being honest, the Chesterfield Canal walking videos like that are probably some of my poorest performing videos. I didn't have many people watch that last one at Retford, but I don't do it for the views. So yes, here's the answer to that question. Roger Bowman, let's say Bowman, like, what other channels do you watch? Interesting question. I actually don't watch that many video channels that are similar to mine, if I'm being honest. I watch Ant, Trekking Exploration. YouTube seems to throw up a lot of his videos for me. I watch a lot of motorcycle YouTube videos, which is another thing I like doing. Pat Dickinson, I enjoy his videos. What else do I watch? Been watching quite a few model railway ones recently. Chadwick Model Railways and Everard Junction, is it? Mostly, to be honest, I sit down in the morning now, if I've got half an hour just while I'm having a cup of coffee, I'll stick on YouTube and just whatever it throws at me on the suggested videos, I'll sort of, most of the time, just sort of put that on, because I've not got 20 minutes to be scrolling round anything. Another question from John. When is the Wobbly runner hat going into production? Do you really think there's a market for that? I had that one made. It wasn't cheap. I think I did have a look, actually, seeing if I could sort of get 20 done or something like that, just to give away to people. And it's yeah, it's more expensive than you think, but I'll have a look into that. Mr. Page Not Found. Considering I've not seen you for 2 decades, how are you? I'm assuming this is Andy Page. I used to work with you at the Cavendish pub on West Street when I was a student. Yeah, how are you doing? I'm good. Well, you know what I'm up to, don't you? So I'm good. I hope you're well yourself. I hope life's treating you okay. Chris Kirby 1986, did you enjoy the book I sent? And what's your favourite local abandoned railway? I did. Thanks very much for sending me that. Sent me a book on Shirebrook Valley, which I did. I can't say I've read it cover to cover. I've dipped in and out of it. I've sort of gone through it and I've dipped in and out of it. It's just great just to sort of look at the pictures and some of the interesting things. So Shirebrook Valley, up in Sheffield, near Woodhouse, Bayton Way. Lots of history, lots of layers of history as well. I did one of my first ever videos on that valley. Got the old sickle and scythe works, then you've got the old colliery era, and then you've got the old, kind of the same valley, you've got the old sewage works as well that came. So lots of layers of history and things going on down there. So thanks very much. In terms of favourite local railway, I'm always drawn back to Rother Valley. Maybe it's just because that was a stomping ground. It's the right phrase. It's very dear. It's very dear to me. I do like, even now I still get out. I'm always out and about around Rother Valley or the disused lines around Killermarsh, and I'm always still finding stuff. I'm out either walking the dog or having a run, and I still come across something where I think, oh, that'll be a good thing to come and make a video about. Again, Emperor's Path. Aye, so yeah, some great model railway stuff you put out. What are the chances of you venturing south to look at some of the old lines down this neck of the woods? Now, I asked you where you were from, and was it Portsmouth way? Don't think I'm getting down there anytime soon. I'd love to go and do stuff more further afield. I'd love to get away. I mean, I've got a few things tying me to home, where I can't go too far at the moment on any given day. I can't just, I'd love to, if it was down to me, if I had nothing else going on in the world, I'd be spending every one of my days off booking into a Premier Inn or something like that, and having an explore of something a bit further. But you never know. What's this space? No name on this one. I don't know why. When are you going to finish the last section of the Chesterfield Canal east of Retford? I think I've answered that already, haven't I? So next year, when the weather gets a bit nicer, because it's a bit of a, I think that's a warmer weather walk, if I'm being honest. 4 whippets. We would love to know if Gordo has written his Christmas letter for the big man. I'll just say Gordo is probably the most spoilt dog. He gets gifts all year round. I think he's got a few things for Christmas. He's not told me he wants to write to Santa, but I've not really asked him. Yeah, he does pretty well. He's going to do pretty well this Christmas as well. Malcolm E, did you ever find out what's happening at Clown Station? Yes and no. Who's shouting? Someone's shouting. It's Clown Station. I've not been back. I was with my wife and I passed by and somebody actually recognised me and called me over and offered to just to show me what was going on. I couldn't stop. I had the wife with me who doesn't care for that type of thing anyway. I have actually been back, sorry. I've been back backwards and forwards a few times just on my way to places or out on a run, but I've not seen anybody there. So I'll keep my eye open, and if I do catch anybody, or if anyone's watching this who's involved in that, I'd love to come down and have a look. So Phil Ragg, hello Mr. Ragg. Why did you finish living? Why did you finish up living up in Bayton? Right. I know you've left now, but I wish you could have seen the junctions in the 80s before it all got overgrown. Yeah, you're right. I'd have loved to have experienced it around there when all those railways were at the peak. Didn't move to Bayton on purpose, I suppose is the right way. I was living in Sheffield as a student. I've lived in Crooks, I've lived in Hillsborough, I've lived down South Queen's Road, Olive Grove Road, if anyone knows the area, side of the railway. And I was just looking to get out of the busier end of town, and there was just a lot of houses for rent around Bayton around that time, around Crystal Peaks area. So I rented an house and I loved it. I ended up buying that very same house that I rented, and I lived there for 15 years. And if I'm being honest, I'd still be living there now, but I got a bit priced out. I came a little bit further out of Sheffield because you could get a little bit more for your money. Dan E. Webster. Hi Dan. I suffer with mental health, and your videos have really helped me. I visited a lot of places as a result of places I've seen on your vlogs, and I've even started taking an interest in disused railways all through your vlogs. Oh, that's good to hear. It's good to know someone's watching them and getting something out of them, so I hope you're doing all right. It's something a few people have actually said to me. They've been going through tough times or whatever, coming out of COVID or health issues, and they've sort of enjoyed watching my videos. So I'm really glad that somebody's actually enjoying them. I wasn't sure for a while if anyone was actually watching. Just realised I might have sleep in my eye. I'm always filming with glue around my eye. I have just woke up, 2 o'clock I woke up. It's about 3 o'clock now. Been on nights last night and I'm on nights again tonight. Mick, just got Mick, I've not got a surname. Have you ever thought of volunteering on a railway or even the Canal Trust? Yeah, I have actually. It's probably something I will end up doing one day. I've got a lot of things going off at the moment, a lot of different strands of stuff going off in my life at the moment. Obviously I have a full-time job. The videos, they take up more time than you think actually, the editing and stuff. Got stuff, the dog, just got lots of different things, different hobbies I seem to be trying to juggle at the moment. I have to say, I get to the end of my days off and I'm pretty much 100 miles an hour. But one day I would love to get involved in something, maybe when life starts to slow down a bit, possibly. But yeah is the answer to that. I would love to. Matt Stringfellow, why do you keep your dog on a lead? It's cruel, let him free. You obviously don't know my dog. He is what's the word, a little unpredictable. He does go off his lead when it's safe, but he's still a bit nervous. He does react to noises. He doesn't, for example, doesn't like vans or lorries. and yeah, the conditions all have to be right for me to take that lead off. Plus he's still a little bit reactive around people. We could pass 5 people in the street, 4 of them he won't even acknowledge. He'll just not notice they're there. The 5th one he'll just suddenly for some reason take offence to. So I do have him on. Actually, I do take a lot of criticism for Gordo. People say about that long lead, you know, I do like him to have a little bit of freedom. I don't walk down the street with a long lead, you know. It's only when I get somewhere out in the open, I just kind of let the lead off a little bit. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It just allows him to sniff around and things. Really not seeing why that's cruel. Halogen 99, your videos are interesting but unwatchable. Okay. For me, as I suffer from severe bouts of motion sickness, which has left me unable to travel. Oh, have you ever heard of a tripod? Well, thank you for your forward advice. Yeah, I have heard of a tripod. What's the best way to answer this? So I realise the filming style does involve me holding a camera like I am at the moment. My arm is getting a bit tired today. I don't think a tripod would work with my videos, maybe for some of the still videos, but the majority of the videos, it's like I'm doing now, is like, what's the phrase for it, first person, and I'm kind of walking and finding things. I don't know how that would work with a tripod, to be honest, but I'll take that on board. I'll try and restrict the motion as much as I can. Psychic spies, what have you got on your list for 2023? I don't know is the answer to that question. I know we've been, so that's John, he's getting in another sneaky question with another name. I know we've got some plans to get out and do some of the Woodhead stuff, haven't we? I'm looking forward to that. Last summer I had a project. I was going to do the Cromford and High Peak Railway. That was going to be like my summer project. I never even got started on it. I think I got to September and I was still saying, this summer I'm going to get out and do the Cromford and High Peak, do a proper series on it, you know, however many parts it takes to cover the whole lot, and all the little bits, joining bits, and the little other extra things I find along the way. But more disused railway videos. I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on the Chesterfield Canal. Well, nothing's really planned. Stew fire. Hi, Stew. Atreyo or Fallout? Good question. Both good bands. I can guarantee nobody watching this channel would have heard of them though. I'm going to go for option C, Crazy Fire Yellers. Betamax, did you start this channel because of lockdown, or was it always in the pipeline? Wasn't anything to do with lockdown, to be honest. Can't remember why. I think I started it as a running, well, sorry, I know I started it as a running channel. I mean, no one's ever going to be taking running advice from me, but it was more just to document running adventures. I tell you why I started it. I was out running around Lady Bar Reservoir, and they did like a 20-mile round trip, and I was taking photographs, and I thought, wouldn't it be great just to do some kind of video diary? I was watching a few similar channels, running channels on YouTube at the time. I thought I could do that, you know what I mean? I think people would be interested in what I was doing, and it very quickly moved away. I started running to places to explore, which I still do a bit now. And then obviously living round Rother Valley, Bayton Junction, I started doing a bit of running around the disused railways. Let's have a look down here. I don't know, just went from there really. Wasn't really lockdown related. I think that first ever video I put out was Old Port Castles, if anyone knows that, up near Derwent Valley. I think that was about a 15-mile run I did around Lady Bar and then over the top. That video is on my channel right at the start. Right, turn the page. Not too many more to go now. If you're still with us, well done. Oh, another question from Betamax. Do you go train spotting? No, I'm not. I don't call myself a train spotter. I'm not saying I don't like going out on trains, but you won't stand me on a, you won't see me on a platform waiting for trains as a general rule. Now, I was brought up I was kind of brought up in that kind of area. My dad was kind of big into trains. He grew up in Doncaster, right next to the plant works and railway station. So kind of in the 40s and 50s, he lived by there for a short while. I think that got him started. All the stories he used to tell me about the steam trains and the goings on the cattle docks and whatnot, and how you could go out on the train for a day with equivalent of 10p now, have a return ticket, get yourself a bag of chips, and still have enough left over for a night out. Yeah, I was dragged around on the railway till I was old enough to not go everywhere with my parents, and I just kind of, yeah, I never kind of just took to it. I never took it on. Obviously, that's where I get my interest in things like disused railways and things. John Cookson, in your YouTube video of Doncaster York Road to Wormsworth, I thought this line went from Yorkshire Main Junction on the Dearne Valley, crossing the A1M and heading up through Wormsworth and Sprotborough towards Thorpe Mouse Power Station. Just thinking this one through. Right, so there is a branch of that line that goes into Yorkshire Main Colliery, as I think I pointed that out on my video, Dearne Valley video. Next question, Rich's Network. If you want to see a disused intact railway, please head to Maltby, where you'll see the line head from the old colliery down towards central Sheffield, and you can follow where the route ends at Hatfield Colliery. I'm pretty sure most of what you're describing there is still an in-use railway line, especially up towards Hatfield, up through Sandalbeat Wood, if it's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I won't be doing any lines that are still in use. Would you be visiting the Wath area sometime soon? Hopefully, yeah. I'm heading over that way slowly but surely, wanting to do more stuff in Barnsley. Paul Eggleston, hello Paul, you alright? What's your favourite video you've done so far, and why? Asking me to choose a favourite video. That's a tough one. I'm just actually, at the moment, I'm putting together my top 5 video for 2022. Just going past that air raid shelter there, underneath that big pile of mess. In fact, I'll go this way because it's getting a bit thick, getting slapped in the face. It's a bit dark, it's getting dark really quick, but there's your air raid shelter. Favourite video? I honestly can't pick one. I'm gonna say the one, the Talalin Railway that I mentioned before. That was just, I just really enjoyed that. I was absolutely buzzing after that. But I don't think I've really made a video I've not enjoyed. So, I could have done with thinking about some of these questions first, couldn't I? Last few questions. Royal Aces 84. I saw you taking a picture of the Renishaw Canal bit from the bridge above it. I'm assuming this was a couple of weeks ago. I was out filming around Renishaw. I was filming an update on re-watering Renishaw. I was also filming another video in Renishaw where I was having a look at the old ironworks and some other stuff around the area. So it's still sat on the camera. I've not yet downloaded all that footage. So keep your eye out. But yeah, it probably was me. And the last question, Joe Beckett. Why don't you take your dog out on videos more? He's so funny to watch. Gordo. Put that away because that's the last question. Yeah, bless him, he does enjoy being outside. He was going to be coming with me today, but he's not very well at the moment. He's been in and out of the vet. He's been, when was it? It was around August, September. We noticed he was really struggling. He's always not walked right, and he was just really, he just didn't want to do anything. So we took him to the vets. They were testing him for tropical diseases and all kinds of things for a while, but Doesn't look like he's got anything wrong with him, but what they did find when they did x-rays, he has got, bearing in mind he's only just turned 2, he's got hip dysplasia, but they've also found quite bad inflammation in his joints on his front, his elbows, and his back, hip and elbows as well. So he's not doing too bad actually. We've got supplements, we've got various things we've got to try and manage it. Doesn't look like they're ever going to be able to do anything for him. It's just a case of managing it, but it is quite sad, because he was, I mean, you know, he's full of life. But we were out walking for 40 minutes yesterday in the woods, nothing too strenuous for him. I mean, but he just couldn't move last night. He was just really struggling. So we're just managing that, and we're not taking him out doing long things or strenuous things. He certainly wouldn't be having fun on the railway ballast. Well, he would actually. He would be having the time of his life, poor thing. But yeah, we're having to manage that, and he's having to have quite a lot of rest. So we've had to rethink what we're doing around walks, just sort of short walks. But I'm sure you will be seeing him on more videos. He will be doing stuff, just not the longer explory type days out kind of videos that involve a lot of walking around and stuff. The problem with Gordo is he doesn't have a calm setting. He's 100 miles an hour or nothing. He doesn't have a, so you take him out for a walk, he doesn't have a walk setting. He's either got to be at full gallop or stood sniffing something. There's nothing in between. And they do keep telling us he'll calm down. He's just yeah, but it is what it is. We're still giving him the best possible quality of life that we can. Right, we're back to where we started. It's really misty. It's getting dark. It's 3:45. So cheers for sending all your questions. I think I've got everybody. I did a last scoop of all the comments and my emails and everything last night, just to make sure I'd not missed anything. You never know, I might be a little bit more adventurous and do a live version next where you can interact with me. I really don't know how you do those, and I really don't know how I'd be in that live kind of scenario. Cheers, have a great Christmas, Happy New Year. I'll see everybody in 2023. Oh, sorry, look out for my top 5 video. That's going to be landing just before New Year. So, ta-ra.